All right, man. After a long offseason, the NFL regular season is finally just a couple weeks away, and I felt like it was the right time to start making my NFL record predictions. So we're gonna have 8 different videos on these, for each one being for each division, and we'll start out with the AFC North in this one. And we'll be going from last to first in each division. So starting out in fourth place here of the AFC North, I have the Cleveland Browns finishing with a record of 8-9. I'm recording this on August 1st, and it's 10:01 p.m. right now. So I know I'm posting this like a week or two after I recorded it. Kind of weird, but it was just announced a couple hours ago that Deshaun Watson would be suspended for 6 games this season. And unfortunately, the Browns have a tough schedule. Even when he comes back, they still have the Bills, the Bucks. I think they face Deshaun Watson's debut is in Baltimore. I know that's going to be a fun game to watch. I think they play the Bengals once or twice too. It's going to be a tough ride for Watson even after he comes back, and I think it's going to be hard just to join this team mid-season. And as a Dolphins fan, I saw Jacoby Brissett start for us when Tua went down, and now he will be the starter for the Browns until Watson comes back, and I can really see this team going 2-4 in that 6-game stretch. So I'm going to be having them finishing at 8-9 here, fourth in the AFC North, and really probably they might be the best fourth place team in NFL history. And in third place here, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers finishing also with the record of 8-9. Their quarterback situation is kind of iffy right now. We don't really know who's going to be the week 1 starter, Trubisky or Pickett. As of right now, I think it will be Trubisky, with Pickett coming in at some point early to mid-season. But with the bottom 5 O-line, in my opinion, in the NFL, it's going to be hard for either one of these quarterbacks, especially a guy like Pickett, who had a really nice O-line at Pittsburgh last season in college, to come in and play well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. George Pickens has been looking really well in training camp, at least up to when I'm recording this. And I think that he's a chance to take over wide receiver 2 over Chase Claypool's spot. So that's going to be something to watch out for this season. Their defense is definitely something special, which I think is going to help them be closer to 500. But with the O-line being really iffy, the quarterback situation being also a bit questionable, I'm going to have them finishing at 8-9, missing the playoffs. And coming in at second in the AFC North, I have the Ravens finishing at 10-7. The defense is going to definitely be better, definitely improve from last season, getting back Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters from their season-ending injuries last season. The big question for me is that receiving core on the offensive side of the ball. Top 3 receivers right now, I think, are Rashad Bateman, James Prochet, and Devin Duvernay. And unless Rashad Bateman becomes like a top 15 receiver, I'm really going to be questionable about that receiving core all season. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Lamar Jackson, at least when I'm recording this, has not gotten paid yet, so definitely a big chance that he has by the time this is posted. J.K. Dobbins is going to be a fun player to watch now when he comes back. But with the Ravens also having a bit of a tougher schedule than some other teams, I'm going to be having them finishing at 10-7, missing the playoffs once again. And winning the AFC North for a second consecutive year, I have the Cincinnati Bengals coming with a record of 12-5. If you told me a year or two ago that the Bengals would be winning 2 straight AFC North titles, I would have thought you were crazy. And now there's a huge chance it happens after the season. Super Bowl losers do typically tend to miss the playoffs, just not do well in general the following season. But I'm really making an exception for this team, and I think everybody else out there making predictions will too. This team is so young, probably the youngest in the league, the most set up for the future, arguably with maybe Buffalo and the Chargers possibly. But this team's going to be progressing like crazy next season. Burrow only going into his 3rd season. Jamar Chase going into his only 2nd, the best receiving core in my opinion in the NFL. And their one issue, obviously last season, was the O-line. I don't know how they made it to the Super Bowl with that offensive line. It's really a miracle to me. But they addressed it, bringing in guys like Ted Karras and La'el Collins from Dallas. And that was really their only issue. And kind of, wasn't not fully solved, not a top 5 O-line, but at least it's not the 32nd best O-line in the NFL. So definitely looking forward to watching this young team play next season. Had my fantasy draft last night, took Joe Burrow, so hoping that he can have another stellar season. But that's going to be wrapping up our AFC North record predictions. This is only 1 out of 8, so make sure you stay tuned for the next 7, not in a row, but at some point before the season starts. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.